And round off the night, we'll have, for the first time in a long time, ba-ba-da-ba, the Alivast Oracle Issue 696. Nice. Competition, Comestibles, and Concert Comfort Community by Ludwig Hoodenpill. The city of Alivast was ready to relax with food, games, and music to help release some tensions brought on by recent events. Even longtime residents have noted that the past couple of seasons have been several heaping helpings of trouble, the most recent being the dragon cult attack that damaged much of the city. In an effort to raise spirits and celebrate the defeat of the cult, as well as setting the fire giants back on their heels, the Vetreon clergy organized a day of competition and sports. Friendly games were the topic of the day and brought in all manner of folks to the lower districts. The crowds were also treated to a variety of foodstuffs, as the chefs, cooks, and street food vendors had their own impromptu competition to see who could tempt the most taste buds. Tantalizing treats aside, the games were afoot, starting off with a variety of foot races and other traditional athletic endeavors. Hurdles were leapt, discuses were thrown, and laps ran around the lower general district to determine who could jump the highest, throw the farthest, and who was the fastest person in Alivast. But these more traditional sports are not the only highlight of the day. For the less serious competitor, there was no shortage of events or games. In the afternoon, several games directed towards children were held, including the potato sack race, a three-legged race, an egg and spoon race, 3 different kinds of tag, and the Alivast original dick kicking. The latter was again dominated by the girls from Eve's Meadow Academy, who reportedly originated the game. Competitive dick kicking. Incredible. A very Alivast flair on the competitions was seen in the skies overhead in the first ever griffin riding competition. Much to the dismay of many in the crowd, Sir Captain Knight Lord Remus Corbeau did not compete, which opened the field for a variety of competitors who have a shot at victory. While there was no shortage of competitors, unfortunately there was a shortage of griffin riding expertise, as several riders seemed to struggle to have their mounts stay on the course, much less serve as serious racers. The sky-gazed crowd didn't seem to mind, as soon the spectacle made people forget about the absence of odds-on favorites to win. Speaking of odds, much to the chagrin of the Vetreon clergy, a small but persistent group of Talentura worshippers kept the odds updated, allowing for anyone to bet on any competition, no matter how seemingly insignificant. One Alivast Oracle employee, who shall remain nameless, won quite a tidy sum over a wager regarding the winner of a children's game of marbles. The fighting ring was also a favorite of the bookmarkers and the crowds alike. There were thrills and upsets, as notables, including members of the Unexpectables, took part in bouts. Lady Solyandris also displayed her prowess, and though she gave a good showing, she was unable to overcome the eagle eye of Task of Ironoth. One competition drew a surprisingly large audience was the pie-eating contest. The winner was Zeus, a Romantian employee who licked the others post-haste. Competition is in my blood, the Goliath victor stated. People think working at the Romantian is all fun and games, but there's a lot of training involved. I have to keep my skills sharp. At the Romantian, we have a lot of similar competitions. Pie eating, sausage swallowing, salad tossing. It really runs the gamut. Gotta hone those skills. The evening was capped off by a free concert featuring Alivast's favorite musician, Zarv. As always, he charmed the crowd and put minds at ease with his relaxing and uplifting music. Though the concert wasn't a competition, Zarv may need to watch out for his title, because one Panic Grimtongue raised quite a few eyebrows with a rousing performance, opening for the better-known Noel. Several assembled stated that Mr. Grimtongue could certainly give Zarv some competition if he didn't frequently disappear for months at a time to save the world. Well, how about that? Also, Panic did beat Zarv. He did beat him. The first time they met, he challenged him directly, and Panic won. And we'll round things off tonight with the letters to the Lady of Livrosia. Dear Lady of Livrosia, I found myself in what you might call a long-term commitment. It's not an ideal situation, but it's not like I'm in a position to do much else. My partner is strange, he has strange hobbies and stranger friends. I don't understand him. I don't understand the questions he asks me, and mostly I don't understand what I will do once our time together ends. Signed, Epically Perplexed. Dear EP, I love you. Sometimes we find ourselves in a relationship where we're not quite sure how we got there, or what we were supposed to do. It's not uncommon in some cultures to have little say in who you're paired up with, and surprisingly, it works out pretty well much of the time. A lot of that is because not every culture places the same weight on romantic love as being dominant over love of tradition or family. These stresses between types of love are often difficult for even natives of those cultures to navigate, and often insurmountable obstacles for people who weren't born into them. What I can recommend is taking time. Take time to listen, time to think, and time to empathize with others. Forcing ourselves to slow down can often reduce a lot of stress and brings things into clarity. Dear Lady, I've never liked mirrors, never liked what I saw in them, never liked the stranger looking back at me with hateful eyes. They look so strange, so alien. No matter how hard I tried to cover them up with both cloth and cosmetics, I can never forget the stranger that's there. How can I make them love me? How can I make me love me? Signed, Vanishing Visage. Dear VV, I love you. I think that you should tell that to the mirror next time you look into one, not as an empty ritual, but with a smile, bright eyes. Learning to love yourself is hard. Some people try to ignore their own lack of love for themselves by broadcasting love for others, hoping that it is returned in some small bit. Remember, there is only one you. The stars and planets and fates aligned to produce the unlikely composition of the elements that make up the unique individual that is you. Nobody else is like you, not even a twin. The universe cared enough to bring you about and give you a place on the wheel of Earth that we call home, and you owe it to yourself to acknowledge the fates, spirits, gods, or elementals felt it necessary that you be born. The next time you look in the mirror, don't see a visage you compare to others, but a creation of star stuff. To the Lady. I was in an awkward conversation recently where a coworker kept talking to me about a subject I do not understand. I keep telling him that I do not understand the subject, but they kept going as if they were talking to themselves. What do I do if I'm in a one-sided conversation? From Does Not Understand Love. Dear Dino, I love you. I can put two and two together and figure out that you're not so sure about love. Well, let me tell you, you've asked the right person. Love is not just one thing. Love is many things. All of them good, though sometimes love can make us a bit blind to good decisions. In those cases, one kind of love overwhelms the others, and the whole thing gets out of balance, and we start getting a bit confused. Sort of like how my love for all the people of Alivast can get so overwhelmingly strong that I have to cry and play my cello a lot because I can't get out and give everyone the comforting hug they really need, especially when I am looking at them through my telescope from my tower, and the attendants telling me that I'm being a bit obsessive, but I'm really not thinking that loving everyone I see is an obsessive thing. I mean, Livrosia is the goddess of love, and I feel like she's given me an abundance of love to share with the world, and I really don't understand why I'm not allowed to go outside and tell people, except on special occasions, and even then I have to have an escort at all times to make sure I don't wander off and start giving chicken snuggles and petting crocodiles like that one time. I hope that clears up your confusion. And we'll take a look at some of the ads here. We've got a frog. Meet our new arrivals from the western swamps. Come over to her pad at the Romantian. This bullywug is looking for a new god to let her worship. Care to let her worship you for a little while? Bullywug. Oh no, did I do that? Uh-oh, sexy frog. What do I do? Oh, there's another. There's another Romantian ad. The Romantian's 3rd annual pie eating contest. Limited openings. Sign up right away to make sure you reserve your slots. Oh you at the Alivast Oracle. What the fuck is the? Something's up over here. The Alivast Oracle. Fucking Yaranaika clouds. Well, I think that's all the time we got for this at the moment. Thank you all so much for... God damn it. Thank you all so much for stopping by for the Alivast Art Gallery. The Alivast Oracle is brought to you by King Kiwi, Disco the Tech Disco Tech Priest, WX Chuck, Scalfar, Froggy's Mom, Jim the Rabbit Cow, August Christopher, Kuro Sakura 93, and Roadrunner Moose.